On today's video, I will be telling you almost everything that has been announced on the WWDC event of 2022. But first, before we start, play tape. Hey guys, what's up? Emiri here, back again with another video. In this channel, we will be talking all about from the latest tech to the latest tech and software announcements. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So let's talk about iOS 16. So on iOS 16 we now have a huge new redesigned lock screen with a built-in editor. We can put some small widgets on our lock screen and we can also style our time logo as well. Do you remember live text? Well, instead of using text or copying text from your photos, you can also copy text from your videos too, which is absolutely really cool. On iOS 16 we now have new live activities. We can now track our NBA game, for example. We can also track how far or where our Uber is, and we can track so many other things with live activities and so much more. On iOS 16 we now have diction on messages and also a camera translator as well. If you are using your iPhone as a key, whether it's from your house or your car key, you can also share your keys straight from your iPhone to another person, all on messages. Do you use Apple Pay? Well, instead of using Apple Pay, we can also now use Apple Pay Later. Apple Pay Later is a new way to split your purchases into 4 equal payments. iOS 16 has also now a new new redesigned iCloud called iCloud Shared Photo Library. This is a cloud that is specifically made for sharing your photos and libraries with your friends and family. Okay, this is one of my favorite announcements of iOS 16, and that is CarPlay. I love CarPlay. I can't drive a car without CarPlay. And right now we now have a whole new redesigned CarPlay with built-in maps, widgets, all kind of things, all into one single place. With this new CarPlay we can now also edit the CarPlay. We can choose a new style on the dashboard. We can all put types on colors, all kind of things like that. And if you have the newest Mercedes with a giant long dashboard, or you have a Tesla, then you have, I think, the full package of the whole CarPlay features. So that's iOS 16. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Next up we have WatchOS 9. Now this update always begins with some new watch faces. We have now 4 new different watch faces from different creators. WatchOS also put 2 new metrics. We have the new stride length and also the ground custom workout. If you are using medications, you can now track and manage your medications straight from your own Apple Watch. And don't worry, in case you don't have one, you can also do all kind of these things with your own iPhone as well. And don't worry, there are so many new things or new features about WatchOS 9 that I can't wait to try it out. So that's WatchOS 9. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Next up we have our next generation of Apple Silicon, and that is the new M2 chip. With M2 we now have a second generation 5nm technology, which also features over 20 billion transistors, and that's even 25% more than our previous M1 chip. We also have now 100 gigabits per second of unified memory bandwidth, which is also 50% more than M1. M2 has now a 8-core CPU with 4 high performance cores and also 4 high efficiency cores, a 10-core GPU, a neural engine with 15.8 trillion operators per second, which is 40% more than M1. So that's the new Apple Silicon chip of M2. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Next up we have the new updated and redesigned MacBook Air. I love this new MacBook Air design. We now have 2 new colors. We have the gold and a midnight color, and also the regular colors as well. We have the silver and the space gray too. The new MacBook Air has now a MagSafe charging port. The screen is now 0.3 inches bigger than the previous generation, which comes to 13.6 inches. Instead of a traditional 13.3 inch laptop. The MacBook Air is now 25% brighter than its previous generation. We also have a 1080p webcam, spatial audio, a brand new compact power adapter with 2 USB-C ports inside, fast charge also with a available 67 watt adapter too, and so much more. So that's the new MacBook Air. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Next up we have the new updated 13-inch MacBook Pro. Okay, so the only new thing about this updated MacBook Pro is that we now have a M2 chip inside this MacBook Pro, and that gives us a support of 24 gigabytes of unified memory. Along with 50% more memory bandwidth, we also have 3 times faster ProRes transcode, 20% more video playback, and also 20% more battery life than its previous generation. So that's the new MacBook Pro. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have the new macOS Ventura. With macOS Ventura, we now have a whole new way to keep all your windows and tabs organized. We call it Stage Manager. We also have Spotlight. Spotlight is a new way to find everything even faster, whether you want to find a quick music name or you just want to find a little sports result. Spotlight has got you covered with that. We also have now a more efficient Safari because of passkeys. Passkeys is a new way to log into your account without typing a password. But hey, if we can't type our password anymore, then what is our password right now? Well, good question. You see, your passwords are now 2 things, which is 1, your finger, actually Touch ID, and your face. It's really efficient because you don't have to worry about hackers or phishing, all kind of stuff like that. Good job, Apple. Another thing that I didn't expect from Apple is that gaming is coming to Apple. They announced 2 games that are coming, that is Resident Evil and No Man's Sky. I was really shocked about this announcement because we all know how games are in Mac or at the whole Apple thing. So I'm very excited about it. Next, we have a new continuity feature for FaceTime. If you are FaceTiming with someone, you can now switch your FaceTime call to another Apple device. You can choose between your Mac, your iPad and your iPhone. And that's actually really cool, and I can't wait to try that feature out. Another cool thing about continuity is that we now can use our own iPhone as a webcam for our Mac. You can use center stage straight from your iPhone, even on your older Macs. You can use your own flit as a light for your background. You can also blur that background as well, and it also has desk view. But I have no idea how this feature will work. I still have my question marks on that. And there are also companies like Belkin who are working on this new clip mounting for your webcam. So that's macOS Ventura. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Next up, we have iPadOS 16. With iPadOS 16, we now have this cool feature called collaboration. With this feature, we can now make projects or homework together all at the same time in a safe spot, and also you can do this all with just a single share tab. Speaking of sharing, we also have now a whole new way to share your own tabs or windows with your friends and family. We also have something new called Freeform. Freeform is a new room that you can share with your friends about ideas. It's some sort of like a giant whiteboard where you can draw things on, put like a sticker or something. It's just like playing on a whiteboard. All kind of things like that. Pretty handy actually, I gotta say. And hey, do you remember we talked about Stage Manager? Well, that feature also comes into iPadOS 16. So that's iPadOS 16. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. But yes guys, that was for the video. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Also let me know in the comments what favorite software you like the most. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on post notifications and share it with your friends. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.